Oh my gosh, everybody, story time. And I love a good story when it's enthusiastic and it is, tried and true. You know, this is organic. So here we go. I'm at Sprouts in Irving, Texas, and I'm getting a few things. And on the way out, I see a guy who looks exactly like a patient of mine from a couple of years ago who was having really bad lower back pain and was going down the leg. And of course, this was life-altering for him because, one, he was a surgeon. He was actually a neurosurgeon. So he spent time flexed, hunched over, doing surgeries. And it was very debilitating for him. I can only imagine not. I know exactly what he's talking about. And he also was a marathon runner. And a lot of marathon running is what he feels might have done it. I don't know if that's the case. But what I can tell you for sure is it was affecting his ability to run in his off time, or the time he allows himself to run. So here's the deal. It wasn't him, but we had a great conversation because we were two excited, medical providers who read that off of one another, and we ended up having a nice conversation. And he told me a story about how he used to have a lot of really bad upper right-sided neck pain. And throughout his residency, his whatever the doctor that he was working with or training with was like, we're going to schedule for surgery. He's talking to his significant other, and he said, I don't think I really need surgery, but this guy's assuring me that this is going to, release the nerve and it's a nerve entrapment and blah, blah, blah. And, at the time, somebody must have known something about his good insurance because, he decided that he was not going to get the surgery, and he got a deep tissue massage, and lo and behold, hasn't felt that pain since. And it's been years and years. And he's like, so I had good experience with manual therapy. And I'm like, that's great to hear. I kind of, bitched and moaned about how I felt like my surgery hasn't gone even close to as good as I wanted to go, short version. And, he was just like, I can't believe that guy was going to, perform a surgery on me. It would seem as if it would have been like exploratory. He said all he did was do an x-ray. He didn't even diagnose him with an MRI. Now, granted, this is back in the day. It's just one surgeon. So you know what? I'm not even going to continue on. Let's call it what it is. Out there, everybody, when you're dealing with a pain or a dysfunction and symptoms, and your doctor is telling you, what to do, but it's like, I don't know. If it's not quite resonating with you, and let's throw money out for just a minute. Just think about it for like time, invasiveness, lifestyle, what it all includes, and like what they're going to do, how they communicate with you based on your symptoms, and what are their assurances, and how are they deducing what's going on with you? Are they doing a thorough exam? Are they doing the right amount of imaging? And are they, speaking your language, so to speak? That means more than anything in the world when it comes to, your time, your energy, money. In the words of somebody that I maybe don't agree with his approach so much, but, healthcare costs. So there's going to be, when you go to the doctor's office and they've got staff and they've got overhead, things aren't like, $75 and you're out the door. Unless sometimes you come to Paramount Chiropractic and Wellness for an adjustment, that could be $65 and out the door. But what I'm saying is, you got to understand that's a component. But if someone's going to cut your neck open to give you pain relief, I really hope that you have tried, your massage, your physical therapy, your chiropractor. And then if you've tried one and not all, well, if you're still in pain, you better try them all. Because I can tell you, again, from personal experience, and so happy that I met this guy and had the conversation, and I'm so happy he hasn't dealt with this stuff. And he refers to chiropractors because of that experience. So this is just a great, energy there. And this was a great experience and a great day for me because, I really am addicted to my career as a chiropractor and helping people and adding value to their lives and their health. And when I meet somebody who makes me feel like, you guys are just out there trying to get people through the door 100,000 times, and which is not what chiropractors are doing, and it's not certainly what we should do. Or if you think you know somebody like that, that's really unfortunate because that's not what it's about. It's about helping people. I know, cliche, right? Now that I stopped at the light, I can look in the camera and say it's about helping people. And a lot of us, a gigantic portion of us out there, doctors of every kind, every, practitioner in the healthcare space wants to do that. Unfortunately, sometimes it is a show of, only financial gain and only benefiting the provider. And unfortunately, this takes place, but very fortunately, people like this existed. And I'm glad I had that conversation, because sometimes you get a little down, and sometimes you're like, yeah, it's just turf war. But in actuality, again, though it exists, there's plenty of good. And if you guys ever need any pointing in the right direction, don't ever hesitate to reach out. Hopefully this video makes it to the people that need to see it. And until next time, everyone, it's Dr. Perlman.